everybody, welcome back to Jamie H Nails. In today's video, I'm doing acrylic nails on my left hand using some full cover tips that I've already prepped. Some of the products I'm going to work with today is a clear acrylic from the Nail Matrix, a purple acrylic called Victoria. It's one of my acrylics. I have my dampened dish right here. I have a brush I'm going to use to work with glitter and acrylic together, and I have a second brush as well. I have some lint-free wipes right here. I have a glitter mix of my own that I'm going to encapsulate with the clear acrylic powder, and I also have my liquid monomer from the Nail Matrix. So here are the two different brushes I'm going to use today. I'm going to use each one in a different part of the application. I'll explain as I go along. I'm going to use this acid-free primer over top of my full cover tips. This one is from Be a Secret. It's my favorite acid-free primer. So I did the application on the first three nails off camera because I'm going to be repeating the exact same application. What I did on my ring finger, I'm going to do on my index finger. What I did on my middle and pinky finger, I am going to do on my thumbnail. So once I get all that application done, then we're going to do some nail art and a little bit of bling over top of these nails. But first, I'm going to go in and apply this acid-free primer to my full cover tip that I've already prepped and filed to get it flush to the nail. The acid-free primer is going to help me get really good adhesion with my acrylic over top of this nail, and it's not going to damage my full cover tip at all. It's just going to give me a better adhesion. It also works really good with a gel polish application over full cover tips as well to go in and use an acid-free primer. The nice thing about using the acid-free primer is not only does it help prep the nail to get better adhesion, but it air dries really quickly, so you can get right into your application as soon as you've applied this to all of your full cover tips. So now that the primer has been applied to my index finger and my thumbnail, it's completely dry. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my application. I'm going to use this smaller brush. It's only a size 8. I'm going to use this to apply my glitter mix. So for this nail, I'm not going to be using my own acrylic. I'm going to move that aside because I'm only going to need the clear acrylic and my glitter mix because this is just going to be a glitter nail. So I'm going to use this brush for that application. I'm going to use the other brush to cap it with clear or when I'm applying my acrylic mix. So I'm going to bounce into the clear acrylic powder, then bounce into the glitter, and I'm going to apply smaller beads. I don't need to be really heavy on my bead application because I'm looking for a nice sheer glitter nail. I want to be able to see through it, and I'm going to put designs over top of it. So I wanted to be able to, hold my nails to the light, be able to see that pattern shine through from underneath. I think that's really pretty. Also, I was working with smaller beads because I've gotten a little out of practice with acrylic. Now, I used to work with acrylic every single day. Now I don't work with it near as often, so I wanted to work with a little bit smaller beads. I'm using wetter beads as well because this is a fast-setting clear acrylic, and I'm making sure to bounce in there and bounce into the glitter and give it a few seconds to do its thing, but I'm also putting it on the nail a little bit more wet. I'm not draining any of that off because I don't want it to start to set up and be stuck really where I put it, so I want to be able to work with it. So I kept those beads a little wetter so I could move them around a little bit better and keep that glitter nice and thin on the nail. So in my application, I'm going to keep adding these beads of glitter to the nail till I've got the coverage that I want. Once I get done with that, I'm going to cap the entire thing with clear acrylic. I'm going to build some shape and get a little structure into the nail. Then I'm going to move on to my thumbnail. I'm going to use the glitter mix in the center. I'm going to use my acrylic at the top and the bottom of the nail to get a little bit of an ombre effect. And then I'm going to cap it with clear and get a nice shape on the nail as well. Then I'll be able to file my nails. I'm going to file them both with a hand file and the e-file. So while all that's going on, we're going to listen to some music. We're going to talk a little bit in the video. Definitely go ahead and smash that like button for me. Go ahead and comment down below at the end of the video. Let me know what you think of this set of nails and this application. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to click the bell for notifications. That way you do not miss when I post any content. I'm going to go ahead and cut away for a few minutes, let you guys enjoy some music, watch this application, because I have talked to you guys for like 4 minutes straight. It is time to give you all a break, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I hope you guys enjoy the application and the music, and I will be back in a few minutes to talk to you guys. Okay, guys, so I am back, and I hope you all enjoyed the few minutes of music watching this application in the background. And now I'm finishing this nail out with capping this with clear acrylic. I really like this clear acrylic powder, and I love this monomer. I absolutely love this monomer, and unfortunately, you can't get this brand anymore. And the nail matrix went out of business, and a lot of small businesses do that from time to time. Those things happen for whatever reason or another. People just decide to get away from selling products, and this was one brand that decided to get away from selling products, and I fell in love with the monomer. But unfortunately, by the time I found out, I did not take advantage of stocking up on the monomer for long term, so it's okay. Now, I used to use Young Nails monomer quite often, and I stopped purchasing that monomer in particular because the last couple batches were very, very strong odor, and they didn't seem to hold as long. They didn't have the same shelf life, and so I decided to steer away from that, and that's what led me to the Nail Matrix monomer. And like I said, unfortunately, now I can no longer get it. I did start off with Mia's Secret monomer, was actually one of my favorite products to work with. I used Mia's Secret's monomer, Mia's Secret's powders, and I still enjoy using Mia's Secret's powders actually. But the monomer's price point has kind of really jumped up there, quite a bit. So, yeah, I'm shopping for a new brand of monomer that's not going to break the bank, that's going to be lower odor, that's going to give me the same quality, that the monomer I'm working with. So it's going to be hard because all you can do is purchase and try, different brands until you find something that's going to work really, really well for you. So there is definitely some trial and error with finding products that are good products, they're quality products, and they're affordable at the same time, and that you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So like I said, definitely let me know down in the comment section what brand of monomer you're using, and what kind of experience you're having, and is this something that you've been using short term, long term. I would definitely love to hear what your experience is, and some ideas of some products that maybe I'm not working with that I could try out. So I know there's a lot of brands out there, and there's a lot of brands that I have been looking at, keeping my eye on, but trying to make a decision as to what to purchase, knowing that I'm going to be testing it out and not knowing the result in the long run, is definitely, not fun to do. But, you have to do what you have to do. So, enough talking about acrylics and monomers. We could have that conversation all day. Everybody's got different thoughts and opinions. And like I said, I'd love to hear yours. But moving on, I just wanted to kind of let you guys know that I've been MIA a lot recently. I've got a lot of things going on, and been really busy, work and personal life and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm still going to be uploading videos onto the channel for you guys. So I'm not disappearing off the face of the earth entirely. But I have been MIA. And if you've been missing me, I apologize for being MIA and not being able to post content for you. Maybe not seeing you as much around in the community, but I have been completely busy and swamped with a lot of different stuff. So it's not that I don't want to post content for you guys, because I absolutely adore you guys. I just really have not had a lot of time to create a content for you all. So I am working on getting in more of a routine to be able to post more content, but with things going on out here in the real world around me, it's kind of hard to just dedicate anything particular. So I hope you guys just bear with me, and hopefully I can get back into a rhythm I used to be in. But when life happens, and we just roll with it. And what happens, that's priority is priority. So sometimes you just gotta take a step back and take care of some things, and make time for the other stuff. When you can make time for it. Now, one thing that did interrupt my ability to keep a certain type of schedule, just to at least create content for y'all as often as I was doing, was the fact that my cat had a litter of kittens, okay? And she was really young, and we were anticipating getting her spayed, but she went into heat really early, and she didn't have any heat signs. So by the time I separated my kitties, yeah, I ended up with a litter of kittens. And because it was my first litter of kittens myself in my home, I got completely engrossed in it. Like, I was there for the delivery. I was there with the kittens every free moment I had, and it just took up a lot of my time. I was really excited, and being her nurse, being her midwife, being their foster mother, just going through the whole process. And now they are 12 weeks old, and it's hard to believe that, that time has flown by like that. And we kept all of them. We did try to find some homes to some friends for a couple of them, but it was either, somebody couldn't take a cat, or, it wasn't a good time for a cat. They can't have a cat. So we are still, six cats deep, because mama cat's here, daddy cat's here. I went ahead and got daddy cat neutered, versus having mama cat spayed, because I knew it was going to be a lot less invasive. And as long as daddy cat's neutered, mama cat's good. But we still have all the kittens. And so we're trying to figure out, are we going to keep all these cats? It's a lot of cats. Like, six cats is a lot of cats. And I have allergies to cats. But I tolerate it. I guess it's just the excitement, because I actually love cats, but I do have some allergies. Not really bad allergies like some people do. It's tolerable, but it's still, six cats is a lot, and they're just now really ready to go to a new home. So, we're working on that, and it's a lot. Six cats is a lot to deal with. I don't know how anybody does it with a house full of cats, because I'm telling you, it's like between 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., those things are alive. Like, they are wild. They are prowling. They are chasing each other. So, definitely sleeping with, the earphones on, for me. Everybody else can seem to sleep through it. But I tell you what, it's like between those hours, here they come, and they are all over me. They're touching me. They're jumping on me. It's everything, I swear, and it's like every single noise that they make. It just drives me absolutely nuts. But I love them. I still love them. And it drives me nuts during the daytime when they're all in a huddle together, like a literal cat circle, sleeping around each other, every one of them together, which I guess is kind of neat, that they're close like that. But yeah, I just want to scream at them at the top of my lungs, like right up in their ears, and let them know what it's like to not get any sleep. Okay, because they are really just not letting me sleep. Everybody else in the house is sleeping, but I am most definitely not sleeping. And I don't know why they are all over me. I guess it's because I'm, like their foster mom, like they're attached to me. I guess I don't know what it is, but every time I try to sleep, it's grabbing a hold of my foot, grabbing a hold of my arm, jumping on my chest, just curling up next to my head. And I'm one of those people that when I sleep, it's like I don't want to hear noise. I don't want anybody to touch me. I'm just like, I need my space. And yeah, to have a bunch of cats that are trying to play in the middle of the night, or middle of the morning, I guess I should say, while you're trying to snooze, is just, yeah. But, I still wouldn't trade them for anything. I mean, they are a handful, but they make up for it with the sweet moments, the cuddles and the purring and the rubbing against you and the sitting with you and laying next to you. And then they look so sweet when they're sleeping, and yada, 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 yada. But they're cats, okay? And cats are up to mischief and all kinds of shenanigans. And y'all know I'm down with the shenanigans, but I'm telling you, when I got six pulling shenanigans on me, little furry butts that they are doing it to me, I am just not as thrilled. I want to say something like, if you all know someone that's looking for a cat who's a really good home, a good, solid, responsible person, but to be honest, like in the back of my mind, I don't even know, because I've become so attached to them individually. They have names, they have personalities. I really don't know if I could, like, find another home for them. I just don't even know that I could. I would probably cry and grieve the loss of my baby cat because I've become so attached to him. 12 weeks is a long time. I mean, it's a long time of spending time with them, taking care of them, feeding them, cleaning up after them, taking them to the vet, making sure that they're getting all the vaccinations they need, all the medications that they need, all the care that they need. And it's really, really hard. Like, I see why people get attached. I thought at first, I literally told myself at first, I'm not going to get attached to any of these cats. It's not going to be a problem. They're just cats, right? Even though I did already have an attachment to Mama and Daddy cat, I still was kind of like, I knew that was a boundary I didn't want to cross. Like, I did not want to have a house full of cats. Two was the maximum. But over 12 weeks, they have really become a part of my family. And it's crazy though. It's crazy though how you can sit there and go from one moment and say, nope, never, mm-mm. When they're old enough, out the door, I'm not getting attached to them, yada, yada, yada. And then 12 weeks later, you're over there with like big oversized eyes and you're like, oh, I love my kitty. Like, it's crazy, how something so small and furry like that could just steal your heart. Literally just steal your heart. They're the sweetest things when they're not up at between 3 and 7 a.m. Like a herd of elephants. Tell me why something so small and furry can make that much freaking noise. Like, does anybody have an answer to the question? I swear to gosh, they're so quiet when they walk, and they're so quiet when they stalk, and they're so quiet when they're jumping, and they're so quiet when they're doing all this other stuff. But the second it's the middle of the night, I swear each one of those little bitty fur balls sounds like they weigh like 200 pounds, and they are stomping through the house like bam, bam, bam every time they make a noise. I just don't get it. But for some reason, it's just so amplified at that time of the night. And maybe it's because I'm trying to sleep, but either way it goes, I swear they sound like a herd of elephants. And I don't know about you. I don't know if you're a cat person, a dog person, allergic to cats or indoor dogs, a no pets person. But I actually have a group of cats, which is called a clowder. It sounds a lot like chowder, but it's with an L, Clowder. And if you have a group of cats, it's called a clowder. And if you have a multiple groups of cats, they're called clowders. So I guess technically I'm a cat clowder lady. And I am loving it. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be the crazy old cat lady with clouders of cats, in my home, right? No. Oh my gosh, no. Somebody help me. This is my cry for help. Okay. Yes, please help me. I have too many cats. I have cats for days, cats for weeks, months, years, cats, everywhere cats. And I absolutely love it. But no, I don't love is the cleaning. It's daily cleaning. It's daily dusting. It's daily vacuuming. It's daily wiping things off. They are absolutely nowhere near my nails to do. Like it, I don't get fur all over me. Like clothes are getting changed. Like no, I can't handle it. Cannot handle it. I am very OCD about cleanliness, and yes, and I don't want cat hairs flying around through the air. So, proper filtration and all that kind of fun stuff goes into it. That's the worst part of it all, though, for me is, especially that in litter boxes. Litter boxes upon litter boxes, and each one of them being cleaned multiple times a day, multiple times. As much as I love the kitties, I don't want to smell them. I don't want anybody to come to my house and smell them. I don't want anybody to smell a litter box. I don't want anybody to get cat hair on them. I am just crazy about the cleaning. So, needless to say, I am spending a lot of my extra time cleaning up after cats. Just so you can't even really tell, other than physically seeing them, that I've got cats in my house. So, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to me rant and rave about my clowder of cats. And, like I said, it's had me preoccupied for being able to do some other things, with the spare time and free time that I've got, and I'm a busy mom and I've got a family and work and other things and responsibilities, so like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been around as much for you guys, and I'm trying to work on getting back into the swing of it now that all the kiddos are getting bigger. All the fur kiddos are getting bigger, and we'll see what ends up happening. If we find some homes for a few of the kittens, because really need to, because it's a whole lot, and imagine kittens are going to be full grown cats at some point. So I don't really think I want six of them in the house, but it does suck because I've really become attached to all of them. So moving away from that topic of conversation, and we might talk a little bit more about me being busy, MIA, at a later point, maybe in the video or another time. I wanted to get back into talking about the video for a minute. So I have finished my acrylic application, everything's set up. I have hand filed, e-filed, and now I'm buffing the nails. When I get done, I'm going to clean the nails off before I go into the next step that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a non-wipe top coat to these two nails, including underneath. I cut out the part where I put it on underneath the nail out of the video to keep the video a little shorter for you guys. So I wanted to let you know that I did that to get that nice clear finish from underneath the nail as well, making sure to cap all the sides and edges, that way the nail is completely sealed. And this non-white top coat, I put this in the lamp and cure this for 60 seconds, and then I'm ready to move on to the next part of the design for these nails. So for the design I'm doing today on this set, I wanted to keep it simple and pretty, and I decided to do some line work and some simple bling placement. I'm going to use some rhinestones. I'm going to use some caviar beads and some AB crystals. I'm only going to do bling placement on 3 nails, only 2 of them on camera. And I wanted to try, a little bit of different design on each nail. So each one of them is going to be unique. And then the product I'm using to do the line work is very unique as well, because it doesn't need to be top coated after it's cured in the lamp. So at least from my experience, it doesn't need to be, and it holds up really well after wearing this particular set. Because I did shoot this video a little while back. Like I said, you guys, I've been really, really busy. So I've had these nails on for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and everything is held up really well. So the metallic drawing gel from Born Pretty is a very beautiful product. You guys have seen it in one of my more recent videos, me using it. And even though it does have a very strong odor, I will tell you that I do believe it has a very strong odor, at least from my experience. It is a beautiful product. And after you have it open, the odor does dissipate after a while, so you really don't notice it. It's more or less when you first open it, and for a little while, after you first open it, you do notice it. And maybe it's becoming nose blind to it, because we do tend to become nose blind to odors. When I work with monomer, after a little bit of working with it, I don't notice the odor anymore, but other people could walk in and be like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? Like, oh my gosh, that smell, that monomer, so yeah, it's definitely something maybe, become nose blind to, but it's a beautiful product to work with. So now that I've talked your ear off again for a while, we've had some story time, some laughs, and talked about some products. I'm going to cut away and let you guys watch the bling placement on the middle finger. And here's the Bottle One's product. It's actually called Nil Glue Gel, but this stuff is absolutely amazing. I just love it to put on, stones and caviar beads and rhinestones and AB crystals. It's just a beautiful product, and it locks them down. I'm telling you, you have to fight to try to get them off. So this is definitely an amazing product, and it's very versatile. If it was a big heavy stone or a pointing back stone, I would probably use it a little bit differently, or maybe a different product entirely. I don't know. I've not used this product for something really big and heavy. I do need to test that out, so I will do that for you guys here really soon in the future to see how well it works for something like that. But that's what the product's actually called, and I absolutely am loving this product. I'm loving the product, and I'm loving the results and how easy it is to work with. And like I said, it locks everything down. So yes, I will definitely test that out for you guys to see how well it works with maybe something a little bulkier, something a little bigger. So it is really, really thick. So it's nice to work with. The stones that you place down, the parts that you place down stay pretty much where you want them to. It can be a little bit slipperier of a slope if it's really hot in the room that you're working in, but other than that, I've not had any problems with it. Everything might move just a little bitty bit, but it's not falling off the nail or sliding off the nail with this product. I did used to use McCart quite often, and I still do use it, but not as often as I'm using this product now. Actually, that container is almost empty, so I need to get some more of it and get some more of it pretty soon because it's going to be empty. But I felt like with the McCart, I felt like stuff would just literally slide down the nail like so fast compared to this product. So I really love the Model 1's nail glue gel. It comes in really handy, and it's a multi-function gel, but when it comes to using it for this type of application, it is amazing. And I'm saying, after all that time of wearing those nails, washing my hands, lifting things, just nonstop action, with those nails on, I didn't lose a single caviar bead, not a single AB crystal, not a rhinestone, not a nothing. I didn't apply a whole lot to the nails, but what I did apply to the nails, I didn't lose a single thing, so far with that product. So it is a really, really good product. So once I get done with my bling application, I'm actually just going to stick my nail in the lamp for 60 seconds and do a full cure. That way I don't miss a spot. It locks it down pretty quickly, but I still like to do a full cure. And then I'm going to get out that metallic drawing gel from Born Pretty and a liner brush, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing that line work. I'm going to cure each nail after the line work is done, just so I don't bump into it and mess any of it up. So I'm going to cut away for a few minutes and play my channel music and let you guys watch me work on these nails. And I will be back to talk to you guys again here in a little bit. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I am finally done with the bling application on the middle finger, and I'm working on the line work with that metallic drawing gel. Now the brush that I'm using is a really nice brush. This is a hella cute liner. This is a liner brush that I got from Nails by Dev, and I like this brush because I like the shape of the brush. I like the way it feels. I like how it's structured. I like the way it works. It is a very good brush. However, that being said, okay, after purchasing the brush, which unfortunately with some products, you have to buy something to see what it's like in person, see how well it works for you. Sometimes word of mouth is just not enough. Okay, so I bought that brush and I bought a couple other ones that I have found to be, pretty useful. I started to shop around because I really like that Hello Cute liner. It's a very versatile brush. I use it for so much. I mean, so much. From really fine, small, intricate details and line work to thicker line work, So it's kind of one of those brushes that is a multi-purpose brush because I can use it to do such fine lines and details that I feel like it does away with the real need for a micro detailer in some aspects. Not entirely, but for some. So I got to shopping around after seeing this and found actually a couple options of brushes that were nowhere near the cost. They had the same structure, same shape, same material, same quality, same everything. Only difference is, the ferrule was just a little bit different, and there's no brand name on it. So this Hello Cute liner cost over $10, between $10 to $15. I really don't know off the top of my head. I wanted to say it's about $12, $14. And for the price of $6, $7, after tax and all that kind of fun stuff, I found a set of 5 brushes that's the exact same quality of this brush. And so I purchased those brushes, tested them out, found that they worked just the same as this brush and some of the other brushes. So essentially, I decided to keep those brushes, and I actually bought a backup set. So I have 10 brushes that are going to last me a really long time. They clean up just the same as this brush right here with isopropyl alcohol. They hold up just the same, and I'm not going to have to purchase brushes for a long time. And I got all 10 of those for practically the same price as just one brush because it has somebody's name on it. So I believe you should work smarter, not harder, especially when it comes to your pocketbook. I see people wasting a lot of money on products and they're not really using them. They're not really satisfied with them, or they're spending a lot of money because somebody's name's on something and they're just not getting their money back out of that. So if I can find a better deal, a better price, and get the same quality, I'm definitely going to do that. But not all products are created equal. Not all gel polishes are exactly the same. Not all acrylic powders are exactly the same. Not all hard gels are exactly the same. Not all equipment is exactly the same. But sometimes a label on an item does not make it better. It does not make it better. It makes it seem better in your mind. It seems more desirable. But a lot of times when a client's sitting there or your customer's there, they have no idea what product you're using. They don't know where that tool came from. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they're educated. They know exactly what you're using, but most of the time they don't. As long as the product is clean, safe, effective, high quality, and cost effective, then it's a good product to work with. As long as it meets those standards, you're good to go. So I just wanted to, share that with you guys about this brush, and my feelings about a lot of the items that we use when it comes to doing nails on ourselves and other people. I think we should be more efficient and make smarter choices and find products that are going to give us the results we want, but nowhere near the cost. So I'm going to break away from that for just a minute. In the video, I have finished the line work on my finger, and you're going to see that a little bit better here really, really soon because I am going to flash a flashlight under these nails so you guys can see what I'm talking about seeing the line work through the nails. It doesn't show up as much on video, but it definitely shows up in person. And here's what they look like completely done with the line work on the index finger and the ring fingers. I did the one on camera and the other one off camera. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what it looks like from underneath. You guys can see that line work. how pretty that really is. And that's what it looks like in person. And the finished photos at the end are going to show you that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on the thumbnail. I'm going to do some bling application, like I said, on the thumbnail, and then I'm going to do a little bit of line work. And then I'm going to be finished with the part of the application I'm going to do on camera. And like I said earlier, I'm going to do the pinky nail off camera. So I'm just going to finish up doing the thumbnail for you guys and show you guys the finished imagery. And thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video. Again, definitely smash the like button for me. Comment down below at the end. Let me know what you think of the nails. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss when I post a new video. So I wanted to get back into the conversation I was starting to have with you guys a couple minutes ago. So I made a comment about people essentially buying things they didn't need, for whatever reason. And I really wanted to talk about that when it comes to nail products. So before I even say anything, I'm going to tell you all right now, I have been very guilty of this myself. So I am not judging anybody else. I'm leaning more towards reaching out to other community members and new people in the community, people who are just starting out, maybe just watching some videos to learn to do nails. Maybe a new nail technician is trying to figure out what they need. Somebody's interested in going to school, trying to figure out what they need. There's a whole world of people out there. So when you see all the products that you're seeing on these channels and other people's content, it's frustrating and it's stressful because there's a lot of items out there. There's a lot of products you see people buy, products that they may not even really be using a whole lot of. They've got an abundance of. And it's stressful because you feel overwhelmed and you feel like you're supposed to have that or you need to have that. And there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure out there to have. I personally do not have a big, huge assortment. I know it might look like I've got a lot, but I really don't. I don't have a big, huge assortment of products. I don't have cabinets and cabinets and cabinets full of products and shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves. I do have quite a bit of shelves, but I really don't have that much. I use every product that I have. You may not see all of them, but I use every product that I have. So if you're out there and you're starting out, or even if you're out there and you're not starting out, I want you all to know that you guys don't have to feel this obligation, this pressure to compete with everybody else. You don't have to buy every product that somebody else has got. You don't have to break the bank. You don't have to wait for payday to go and buy something else, especially if you're an enthusiast or you're just doing your own nails. Unless you're investing in a future business, investing in clients, investing in yourself for the future, maybe go to school, looking for down the road, you're not getting a return on that investment. So if you're buying thousands and thousands of dollars of products every year and you're maybe using a tenth of that, products have a shelf life. They do. There are products that have shelf life. There are some products that will stay good for a really long time as long as they're not exposed to sunlight and moisture and whatnot. But there are products that will go bad. If you got a bottle of gel polish, you say, oh, well, it's good for 5 years. 5 years goes by and you've used maybe a tenth of the bottle, a quarter of the bottle. That's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. So always be mindful of that. Don't throw tons and tons of money away. I mean, there are some people who are influencers, they make money back off of buying products because they might buy it one time, but they may convince thousands of people to buy that one thing, so they get their money back in it. But that doesn't happen for everybody. Everybody out there is not influencing, especially if there's no way to get paid for it. You buy all these products from all these brands, and I don't know if the thought process with some people is like maybe the brand will recognize me using the product and whatever. But if you're not getting paid in some way for what it is that you're purchasing, everything that you're doing, you're either investing in yourself or you're investing in your business, or if you're not really investing it or you just have an abundance of unnecessary things, you're throwing money away, And I hate to see people throw money away, you don't need 50 brushes, you don't need thousands of bottles of gel polish, and it puts a lot of pressure on other people. And like I said, I'm guilty of it too. I have bought things frivolously too, I feel sorry or bad, after I do buy some stuff that I don't need, as much because I feel like I'm going to need it. But sometimes buying something anticipating the need for it isn't going to serve you any purpose, you know? So like I said, I'm guilty of it too. I've done it in the past. I've decided to shy away from it, get away from it. I'm looking for the best deals. I want to save you guys money. I want to save myself money on stuff that somebody's actually looking for, you know? And I've realized that really recently as I've really paid attention to that and seen everybody just with everything, and you don't really see them use any of it and stuff like that. And I don't want to see somebody new who's new to YouTube or new to nails or something falling prey to that sense of obligation that you have to have all this stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I didn't even pay for. I have a lot of stuff that brands have sent me to review, and I've used, you know, a lot of those products maybe a couple times, but I haven't used them all entirely, you know, and so it turns into a waste. So when you see stuff start to pile up around you, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, you know, now I'm using this stuff, but I'm not using it. I might not use it before it goes bad, you know. I might not use all of it before it goes bad, and I don't like to waste, you know. But I did get overwhelmed with it myself at some point, you know. I started off making very clear, clean decisions on what I was purchasing and what I was getting a return on my investment on. And then I did get a little bit sidetracked and get a little frivolous. And I have backed away, like, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, you know, because trust me, your pocketbook will thank you if you take a break from it. I think everybody should take a break and evaluate what it is they're doing. If they're profiting from that, you know, if you're selling a product, if you're selling services, or if you're not doing any of that, you're not getting a return and you're just buying stuff to buy it, you know, think about whether or not that's beneficial for you. You know, don't feel that pressure out there to perform what so and so has and what another so and so has, because I've seen that pressure tear people up, people that I've gotten to know or been close with and cared about. I've seen them just get overwhelmed and anxious and upset because they just felt like there's just too much pressure, you know. And if you can reach one person who may need to hear that, sometimes you just need to do that. You need to put that word out there and say, hey, it's okay to not have everything. It's okay to not wait for payday to get something else that you might not need. You need to figure out whether or not you really need something, you know. And if you don't really need it, don't feel obligated or pressured because somebody else may have it to go out there. We're all in our own lanes. Everybody's got different finances. Everybody's got different responsibilities. And nobody needs to go into debt. You know, nobody needs to go into debt for their hobbies, for their crafts, you know, for work, you know, because that just puts more stress and pressure on you, you know, in the long run. And I'm sure everybody that listens to this has heard this from someone else at some point in time. But I've never really had the opportunity to say it. I mean, I guess I've had the opportunity, but I've never took the time to really say how I feel about that, you know? So if you see what I'm doing and you feel pressured at all to ever have something or buy something, I'm sorry. I apologize to you because I never have ever intended to give anybody that feeling, to make anybody feel like they have to hurt themselves in some way, you know, financially, or, you know, become overwhelmed. You know, it's just like talking about the brushes, because I want you to know, if you're looking for brushes, if you're looking for brushes, you don't have to buy that. You can save a lot of money and get more for your money and get the same quality, you know. Shop smarter, you know, live smarter, you know. Don't make things harder on yourself and don't make things overwhelming on yourself, because there's nothing worse than having boxes in a corner of stuff that you're never going to use. There is nothing worse than a feeling of, wait a minute, hold up. I've got boxes of stuff in boxes. If you have stuff in boxes, you have nowhere to put it because you have so much stuff already. You need to stop shopping. I mean, you really do. You need to stop investing more and more and more money, because you can't get it back. You cannot get it back. You might be able to resell some stuff to some people discounted from what you paid for it, but you're not getting it back, you know, essentially. So I just wanted to put that out there. I hope I didn't offend anybody with the statement. I don't mean it towards anybody in particular. This is coming from me, from my mindset, the experience that I've had and things that I've learned, not what um, person A, person B, person C, not what everybody else is doing. But I do see it out in the community. I do see it. And, as long as you're happy and you're aware of what you're doing, you're aware of what you're spending, it's not hurting you, it's not hurting anybody else, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong because I can't tell you what decisions to make. I know what I've decided to do for myself, and I feel better because I don't feel pressure or obligation to do that. I do work within my means. So, that being said, if you're outside of your means and you're trying to have the means, and trying to accumulate things because other people do, don't do that for that reason. Buy what you need. I get that. Buy what you want a little bit. Buy what you're going to use. But if you're going to spend the time and money and effort to invest all that, find a way to get your money back from that. Find a way to earn money from that. Don't just throw it all away. Because there might come a time that you need that money and you don't have it. But you have a room full of nail supplies. You got drawers and drawers and drawers and cabinets and boxes and stuff full of stuff. And yeah, it's just going to sit there and stare you in the face, and you're going to be annoyed by that. So just a lesson learned from me. Hopefully that speaks to you in some way. If you're laughing it up at me, oh well. If it speaks to you more deeply, if it's touched you in some way, and you kind of feel the same way, I hope that that's been helpful for somebody. Hopefully more than one person, but if it's been helpful to at least one person, it's done its job. I know that's a lot to say, and everybody's got a different opinion. I want to see everybody happy and successful and flourishing. And I do see a lot of pressure for people, especially in comments. I see people going, oh, I'd love to have that, and I'd love to have that, but I'm going to have to save up for that, and blah, blah, blah. And, there's a time to invest in something, and there's a time to walk away and say, I don't really need that. So being able to look at yourself and know, are you buying it because so and so has it, or it looks good for so and so, or are you buying it because you actually need it, or you're actually going to use it, or you're actually going to get a return on the investment of purchasing it. So it's a lot to think about. And I hope you guys don't mind me diving into that subject. Feel free to leave your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. I respect everybody's opinions. And thank you guys so much again for taking time to watch my video and being here with me for this opportunity for me to, discuss, how I feel about that subject, and share a little bit of what's been going on with me as well, especially with all my clouder of cats, So let me know down in the comment section with a cat emoji if you're a cat lover too, if you love animals, if you're a dog lover, dog emoji. I would love to see those emojis flying around down in the comment section, so I can see my fellow pet connoisseurs out there, right? My fellow pet lovers. And I hope you guys are doing really well. Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my video. Stay till the end to see a special effect from these nails, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.